What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new live episode of the Hot Mic, coming to you exclusively on the Christian Harloff channel. Shout out to Christian Harloff, who pulled my butt out of the fire today because of some YouTube issues going on with my channel. But I am John Rocha, joined as always by the Sneider himself, Jeff Sneider. How are you, Sneider?
Hello, Johnny boy. Look at Johnny, you sound a little distant.
Do I? Oh no, is my mic off the situation here? All right, let me check it and see what's going on. But how are you? How are things on your end?
I'll
be right back.
I'm good. I mean, you know, I've taken a lot of shit this week. I don't know why, because I'm kicking ass. But yeah, it's been a rough week on the old interweb for your boy. I don't know why I'm so hated. Why do people get so passionate about me? I don't see people coming after other entertainment reporters like me.
Yeah.
Sports reporters. I mean, is this what fantasy football analysts have to put up with when they predict someone's going to get 1,500 yards and then the guy gets injured the first week? And, you know, it's just like,
yeah,
Christ.
Well, this is what you wanted. How does that sound better now? Does that sound better now?
Yes.
Okay. This is what you wanted, buddy. This is part of the game.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You court the drama, you court the controversy. This is part of the game with you, especially because you're a guy who doesn't back down. You take no prisoners, and people from their armchairs want to judge what you're doing, from their basements want to judge what you're doing, and they have no concept of how much you work at fostering relationships with people in this town and getting access to these scoops, because there's a lot of loose lips in this town. And I saw people come after your scoops, but 3 or 4 of them came true this week. So it's
pretty wild. It's just like the picking and the choosing. And it's like, this is how we got to the point that we're at in this country. I can totally see it, because it's just, I'm not saying I'm right about everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I do 2,000 stories and 40 of them are wrong, that's a 98% batting average. Okay.
It's not bad.
It's just, it's wild to me. Some of the stuff that I read and the things that people feel entitled to say, and how I'm seemingly judged on just DC and Marvel scoops, and forget the fact that I wrote about this week's big spec sale, the Jason Momoa movie.
Yes.
The Joni Mitchell story. There's so much more coming, and it's almost time now.
Yeah. So people are questioning why the show is not on my channel, and the reason is because I got a copyright strike. I found out about it this morning, in the middle of the morning. Apparently a review I did, Inside Out 2 review I did like 3 years ago. I used a song on the Inside Out 2 review through this website that distributes royalty-free music. So I thought I was like adhering to everything. I gave proper credit, but apparently without my knowledge, YouTube is engaged in a battle with this website. And they are putting copyright strikes on creators' YouTube channels who have used this or linked to this website. YouTube, instead of giving me a 24-hour notice to be like, remove this, we're going to give you a strike, they just immediately gave me a strike. And when I tried to reach back out to them and appeal to them, I spent an hour and a half on a chat with a chatbot trying to talk to them and move on to higher and higher. And in the end, they said there was nothing they could do, and you just have to submit the appeal. So I've submitted the appeal. I've tried to speak to everybody I can speak to about it, but that's the situation. I think this is a faulty system that, as a creator, you're not allowed to make an adjustment if YouTube makes you aware of it, like a time window, because now I miss out on a whole week of content and financial money that I could make for a week of content. So it hurts me overall, and hurts Jeff to a degree overall for the Hot Mic, because if this goes to next Thursday, this a whole week, there's 2 shows we might miss of the Hot Mic on my channel, and that's an expensive miss. Yeah,
you're absolutely right, and I am terribly sorry about that. You should use the time though to maybe come up here. First of all, enjoy yourself for a couple days, right? But also come up here on Wednesday if you're not going to be able to post.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Stars, and that's how you grow the audience.
Yeah, good point. We need to get the new Rockstars guys though to confirm that Wednesday. If they're in for next Wednesday, I'll be in for next Wednesday.
Okay, 100%. Then I will make arrangements as well. You just let me know.
Let's do it. We'll grab a dinner, and then I'll head on back afterwards. I like the idea.
Again, anyone who thinks I make stuff up, it's like everything that I run is something that people tell me. I don't just pull it out of thin air from my head.
Yeah. I love this. Summer Soldier. Use that free time to touch some, buddy. I touch grass every day. And I guess what? I touch my lady every day, and I hang out with my friends every day. So I touch a lot of grass. Summer, do you even have friends? Do you even have a lady? But anyway, let's move it on. We're going to try to be chill today. We're not going to attack the chat. We're not going to get into personal back and forth, because we're guests in Christian Harloff's house. So you can say all the meanest things you want to say. We're going to ignore you from this point forward. We are here to focus on talking about the stories and everything that's going on. And if you guys want to send in your Streamlabs and Super Chats, you can send in Super Chats. Christian and I will figure things out from there. But Streamlabs is the way to directly send us support. And I will create a banner that'll run underneath this show there. If people don't know the address, you can send it to there as well while we go on. But yeah, let's get into it, Jeff. Let's start with your big thing. What do you got for us? I heard there's a massive scoop and you want to lead off the show with it.
Yes.
Over 500 people watching us right now. Go ahead.
Well, first I'm going to send the email to Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Giving them a heads up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go, folks. Let me just click tweet on this. Let me send this.
Okay.
And let me hit this. And I can tell you that the rumor is
Yes.
the new season of True Detective will star Mr. Nicolas fucking Cage.
What? That's
Nicolas
amazing.
Cage in talks for True Detective season 5. It turns out that I was the truest detective of all.
Now, have you vetted this one and they're having the conversations and the talks are happening? What was the lady who did the previous season? Is she going to come back to be the showrunner for this, or is someone else show running this season?
Yes, it's Issa Lopez.
Issa Lopez, right? Yeah. So she'll be back. Nicolas Cage is coming. Wow, that's a get, man. Nick doesn't do a TV. I think he's only rarely done TV. So this is a massive get. Yet it kind of fits, doesn't it? Like he's got the right kind of attitude and energy to come into a True Detective, and this could do a lot to redeem him as well. Yeah, go ahead.
If this is true,
Yeah.
I think it's fucking awesome.
Yes, agreed.
What are you, soft? Nicolas Cage, Oscar-winning actor.
Yes.
Man of complete unpredictability. We've got Matthew McConaughey, Jodie Foster, Mahershala Ali, Oscar winners.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Dude, this is huge news. What do you fucking guys want? Marvel and DC news all the time? What are you, crazy? Nick Cage about to play Spider-Man? I mean, already played, but
right,
going to be starring in a Spider Noir series, which is technically going to be his first TV series. And it is my understanding that you will see his face.
Yeah.
But
dude,
this is very different. Private Eye, 1930s New York.
Right.
This is something different.
Do you hear if it's going to where it's going to be set, what it's going to focus on? Do you hear any details on the show? Because I imagine they've got an idea for the show, which is why they're going out to actors already. So do you know anything about the premise of this particular season?
It's set in Jamaica Bay, which is in Long Island. Which is appropriate for a Christian Harloff show here.
True.
Long Island as well. It's supposedly set in Long Island, this season. And no, we don't know much more about that. The last update on this was February, and they said that casting was in the preliminary stages. Well, if it was in the preliminary stages back in February, it's August, baby. It's time to get detective. And HBO has said that this will debut in 2027.
Right.
Now, season 2 of True Detective debuted in June, but the other 3 seasons all debuted in January, which is when I expect this show to debut as well.
Right.
So January 2027 means they'd have to start production either this fall or top of next year.
Wow.
To get it all out in time. And I think that's a pretty realistic timeline. If you look at Nick Cage's schedule, he does not really have anything lined up after Madden.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And you always see him attaching to a zillion different indies and things like that. So I think that, this may have been planned for a while. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly where things stand deal wise.
Okay.
But it seems like he has been taking his foot off the pedal a little bit to clear room in his schedule for a long shoot.
Yeah, I love this idea. There's so many, as you said, there's so many great Oscar-winning actors, but there's so many great actors getting a little bit of a redemption run on these True Detective shows as well. I mean, Woody at the time wasn't necessarily selling out theaters, so to see him pairing with McConaughey, that was a great first season. Skeet, who was it? What's the name of the guy who was in John Mars? He was kind of suffering a little bit of a career downturn, and they used him in the second season. Yeah, Vince Vaughn. Yeah, Colin Farrell, Rachel McAdams. It was a weird season, but it was nice to see him get a shot. Then you had Stephen Dorff coming into the third season, and I thought him and Marshall Ali had some great chemistry throughout. And now you had Jodie Foster coming in for this last season, which I thought was fantastic. So I wonder who they're going to pair Nicolas Cage with. One of our longtime viewers, Jeff, had a nice suggestion. Karen, she was saying John Travolta. Karen Vondermaiden says John Travolta as his partner would be epic. And I love that idea. I mean, I love that idea, dude.
I mean, I kind of love it too. But I don't really see that happening. But maybe, and it's when I heard it this morning, it was like, that makes sense.
Pretty amazing. That's a great scoop, man. I love that idea. Nicolas Cage being a part of it. And because it's going to be insane. It's going to be off the chain to have him be a part of it. But it's not locked down, but you think it's pretty much a done deal?
I think it's got to be pretty close. Again, if they've been in the casting stage for 6 months, really.
Right.
It feels like they probably have, their lead and things, people fall in and out of things all the time.
Yeah.
Nick Cage seems like the kind of actor who would leave, like this is pretty good for Nick Cage, right?
Yeah, no, you're 100%
right.
I
don't really see him turning this down.
Yeah. All right. We'll look forward to it. So that's great stuff. All right. Excuse me. So let's move on to some other stuff here, Jeff. Let's keep it going. And by the way, I have the Streamlabs address. That's how we prefer you all to send in support for this particular show, because the super chat stuff gets a little messy when it's through Christian Harloff's channel. So if you can send it in through Streamlabs, that'd be really great. Now, say your questions, thoughts, and comments when we get to them later on in the show. Let's move on to this, brother, man. James Gunn has some new DC updates that we need to be aware of here, Jeff. He's doing the rounds here, promoting Peacemaker Season 2, which comes out tonight, 6 p.m. PT, I believe. And he's been doing a number of interviews. And one of the things that we found out here throughout these round of interviews is that the Superman Saga is going to be 4 films. We don't know if it includes the Supergirl film or if that's a separate entity, but 4 films are apparently the Superman Saga. And he was on Chris Hardwick's I Think You're Overthinking It podcast, talked about a whole range of topics here as well. He can say that he said that the next movie we're going to be making is the follow-up to Superman, which I don't want to get into too much detail on, but that's what's probably the next film. And hopefully we're making the Batman Part 2 before that. And then I think it's the Superman. And then we have another TV show, which nobody knows about, which is going next. And then he offered updates on the other stuff and said that it is all still moving along. The Wonder Woman stuff, the Brave and the Bold, apparently still moving along. So your thoughts on his updates here on all of this? So what are your feelings?
What feelings? I don't have feelings anymore. Didn't you read that on the internet?
What are your thoughts on this? What did he didn't shed any light on anything. Well, 4 movies in the Superman Saga. We didn't know that before. He just revealed that it's a Superman Saga like 4 days ago on the red carpet. Now there's 4 films in the Superman Saga. So he's clearly pivoting to focus on the Superman stuff, and no one else is going to write or direct these, right? I mean, Craig Brewer obviously doing Supergirl, but the other two.
I saw that he said that, Wonder Woman, Brave and the Bold, and Booster Gold were all developing really well.
Right. Yes. He said that and kind of intimated that Kumail Nanjiani is still going to be Booster Gold. People are reading that into some of his comments. So,
okay. I'd heard that was not going to be the case.
Okay.
But you didn't say anything about Waller, right? I don't think that's happening.
Not that I saw anything about Waller. Yeah, well, he said there's a TV show which nobody knows about, which is going next. It can't be Waller.
I know about it.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah, but I promised James I wouldn't say anything. So I'm playing it cool. I'm doing him a favor this time, just like I've been doing others a favor for the last month, and that month comes up tomorrow or Saturday. Either way.
Okay.
Story's gonna drop.
Nice.
48 hours.
But what are you hearing about all of this, these updates and these comments and the things that he's saying and where he's going with all of this? Like, is this, I mean, he is adding new things to this stuff by saying it's Superman Saga. and saying that these projects are still in motion, still kind of up in the air, moving forward.
I'm surprised. Like this is just, I'm not hating on James Gunn. Like I like Superman. Okay. James Gunn did a good enough job.
Yeah.
With Superman, but
yeah,
this movie is like inching towards 600 million. Like,
yeah,
are we really going all in on the Superman saga? I think this is just like every other problem that or most of the problems I see in Hollywood are just, it's tied back to relationships. And when you have, Gunn as the head of the studio, of course he's just going to, this is his baby now, and he's going to keep making these Superman children.
Yeah. It seems like he's pivoted to this because Superman has been received so well that he's like, oh, I can play in this wheelhouse now. And when he was on the crew call with Anthony D'Alessandro, his podcast, he said about the Superman reception, it's enormous, and it's an enormous sense of relief. It's relief, and then followed very quickly by excitement, because Superman in some ways was the proof of concept. It was so hard in the same way that Guardians was so hard. Once you're in the groove, you realize, oh, this is what works, this is what doesn't, this is where we can go with this. Now I have the freedom to tell these other stories in a way that's really exciting. Now I can just be creative, and I don't have to be as concerned with the life and death of the DC brand as I was a month and a half ago. I really feel embraced by the audience. My feeling is that the movie spoke to people, but it spoke to people because there was a reason for its existence. There was this message of kindness that spoke to people. And I appreciate that. But I find it incongruent, don't you? Like, to say a message of kindness, and then he's like, who's ever breaking stuff, they're making it up or they're guessing. So it's like, what is the version of kindness that you're actually putting out? Is the kindness casting aspersions on people's careers? Or is the kindness where you're just being nice to people in an everyday environment, or just being nice to your friends? It's easy to be nice to your friends. It's harder to be nice to everybody. And that's where kindness, I think, needs to be. The real punk rock is when you do it, even though it's other people you don't want to be kind to. And so I just feel like it's an interesting thing to push this kindness stuff, considering some of the stuff he said before.
I mean, listen,
yeah,
Hollywood's a rough and tumble town, man. You guys see me going at it. I never throw the first punch. Everything that I do is retaliatory, and maybe it's too strong a response at times, right? And I go overboard in the response, but every single time, okay, it's in response to something that I perceive as being done to me.
Right.
So, I just think that there are a lot of sharks. The whole kindness thing. I mean, it's a nice thing to put on a fucking t-shirt.
Sure.
Like, I don't know that it's believed. We've heard stories where this person has done some not so nice things, thrown maybe something, or
yeah.
I've never thrown anything at anybody. I've had a lot of jobs, worked in a lot of offices, never thrown a single thing at anybody. But there are throwers out there.
You can't say kindness is the new punk rock if people behind the scenes have said comments about your direction style, have been made to feel uncomfortable. And as you said, the stories you've heard about a certain director throwing things at a certain VFX situation, and that's not a kind response. So is this a little bit of some people drinking the Kool-Aid and being like, well, this smiley, happy guy that I see on these interviews, he's the truth and not this other stuff that I'm hearing. So, and you and I always run the risk of I see people getting upset at us in the chat, and that's fine. People want to believe what they want to believe about their heroes, and that's fine. And they want to call us unreliable narrators because they think we have a bias.
Let's stop watching.
No. We've been very clear that we support and like a lot of his movies and TV shows. It's just that some of the things that he pushes out there, we don't 100%. Like the other day, he said, we put Superman at, this is his quote, I allowed Superman to come out before Peacemaker season 2. And then he said, I think yesterday, you don't have to have watched Superman to enjoy Peacemaker season 2. So which is it? So it's just these kinds of things that you just get a little frustrated.
I think it's a lot easier to embrace kindness when you're a millionaire studio executive.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Yeah,
excuse me, and one of the world's most popular directors. Like,
yeah,
come down here with the rest of us, bro. The killing them with kindness thing doesn't work, or at least it doesn't work for someone in my position.
Right,
okay?
Right.
I wish I could be someone who just makes content, on YouTube, and gets to go to junkets and be nice and be everybody's best friend again.
Right.
But like I chose a different tact. And if I'm going to compete and do what I do,
Yeah.
I can't spare anybody's feelings. I just treat everybody fairly. That's the best I can do. And if you guys don't treat me fairly, then you're off the list. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. So, it is what it is. But again, I do want to give credit because I know some people think we have a bias. James has produced some really great movies. Some the first season of Peacemaker is fantastic. Creature Commandos, except for that finale, I really enjoyed that. You can see my reviews on the John Rocha channel. And the other stuff that's gone on from him, I've really enjoyed. But it's just this narrative that he pushes that it's at times you go, there's a little incongruency there overall. But yes, I think he's right that the audience has embraced Superman. But I saw this stat before we started the show today, Jeff. This is the first year since 2011 that a superhero movie will not make $700 million in the calendar year. That's 14 years we have had a superhero film make $700 million at least one of them makes $700 million. That's kind of a crazy stat. And when you look at Superman, it's not going to come anywhere close to $700 million.
I mean, that's not his fault though. Like, Marvel had 2 shots at it and couldn't do one.
Yeah. Three. Right?
Fantastic
Four, Thunderbolts, and Cap 4.
Captain America, I forgot was this year. That seems so long ago. February. They've already had 3 shots and none of them could do it. So I think, to some extent, Superman is also punished by all the bad comic book movies that have come out the last few years.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, that it's has to overcome that and what have you. But I mean, the film has also gotten some legitimate criticism, some pushback on some of the approach to the film itself. And so there is legitimate criticism to be had about some of the writing, some of the situations, some of the stuff that goes on in the movie. But for the most part, it seems to have resonated with enough people where he can feel a sense of relief. But if Supergirl comes out and underperforms, or Lanterns comes out and is not that well received, that could maybe be a little bit of a dent in the whole situation. Or Clayface doesn't come out as well. Now we're seeing some positive reactions overall to Peacemaker season 2. Have you had a chance to watch any of did you get these ahead of time, Jeff, or did you watch any of them?
What do you think, John? Do you think they say ahead of time?
I don't know. Sometimes you get stuff ahead of time.
No, I don't watch Peacemaker anyways.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
I don't know what I can say. I mean, I guess we could talk. I've watched the first 4 episodes, and I will say that I like the season, but I don't think the season is as good as the first season. And I'm a little underwhelmed by some of the approach. And it really does veer into boys territory this season, And I think The Boys does it better. And so for me, I'm enjoying the season, but I'm not loving the season for season 2. So, and I think Cena's great, but Jennifer definitely has much more room in this season than she had in last season. But I will say this, I don't know if I'm enjoying Tim Meadows so much. And so I'm a little disappointed by that. So that's my overall feeling on Peacemaker season 2, but I loved Peacemaker season 1. So maybe it's too high of a bar for season 2 to cross for myself personally. All right. Anything more you want to say on this, or shall we move on?
We can move on. And when we do go to the next thing, just first of all, reminder, we're on Christian Harloff's channel right now. Like and subscribe. Give it up to Christian Harloff for hosting the Hot Mic today. But the next time that you go to an image, just hold it a little so I can run and get my phone in the other room. Because I'm not wearing pants.
All right. And another thing about Peacemaker season 2, I really enjoyed seeing the characters come back. The new dimension stuff, which is teased in the trailers, is a fascinating exploration as well. So there's a lot to talk. In a time when we hear Marvel wanting to shut down the multiverse, the fact that they're dealing with a at least multiple dimension show is a fascinating decision timing wise. So I'll be curious to see what people think about it when they see the episodes tonight. I don't know if we're going to be able to review it on Geek Buddies. I might actually just have to go live with the guys tomorrow on Twitter or something, or on Spaces or on IG Live to review it, because I can't put it on my channel right now. So look for that when we make an announcement. So, but let's move on, Jeff. Let's move on to, let's keep with the comic book stuff. Let's move on to this stuff going on here. What are your thoughts on the casting here for Spider-Man Brand New Day? Daniel Rickman, Daniel RPK, reporting that Yelena Belova there, Florence Pugh, is coming back to be a part of Spider-Man Brand New Day, come back to the MCU. And that Tramell Tillman, Variety confirmed, will be in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and he's playing a villain, which is what the Nexus Point News has said. So your thoughts on this casting stuff? Do you like this? Do you enjoy this for Spider-Man Brand New Day?
I love it. Tramell Tillman, super talented. He was one of my favorite parts of Mission Impossible, which otherwise was not very good this year. I like him on Severance. I still need to watch Severance season 2, which this was kind of a stark reminder of that, because I'm told this is really his breakout season, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally dig this. I like that there's a villain of color.
Yeah.
There's a while we were afraid of that.
Right.
And regarding Yelena, if that's true, that makes total sense. I've told you that the Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four are the ones who are going to be popping up here and there in all these other Marvel productions. So it totally makes sense that they would use her in Spidey.
What's this say to you, though? Because it's set in New York. She's obviously the leader of the new Avengers. So is this a situation where the Hulk is rampaging and they need her help? Because she's still a Black Widow. She's not a superpower or has a superpower like Spider-Man. I mean, maybe her and the Punisher, taking him on 2-on-1 is more ground-based type of heroes. Do you like this idea of her coming in and being a part of this? And do you think they're doing this because the Thunderbolts didn't do so well at the box office? People kind of don't know her. People didn't watch Hawkeye in strong numbers as other shows. So do you think this is their way of kind of getting the larger audience to get used to her before they put her into Doomsday or Secret Wars?
I mean, I feel like the audience has had a chance to get used to her, quote unquote. I think she's just a good actress, and that the character's sense of humor will actually play well alongside Peter Parker's, especially if Zendaya is not around.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Not around as much,
right.
Which is, the word on the street. But yeah, it's also I don't want to overthink the plot too much. I don't need to know everything that happens. I think casting is always fair game for the most part,
Gotcha.
but I don't necessarily need to be spoiling plot points or anything.
Oh, you're not a fan of the plot points. All right. That's fair. Okay. Well, do you hear anything more on Spider-Man Brand New Day? Have you heard anything more on casting or intention?
No, I'm just wondering if there is an older female villain. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if at this point we're still hearing about new villains, but there are still others that we haven't heard about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either that was all nonsense, or there's more to be discovered.
Okay. All right. Anything on Sadie Sink? Anything you've heard on Sadie Sink? People were asking about that. Anything you got on that?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to this other stuff. Let's move on to some Avengers Doomsday, staying in the Marvel Universe. Jeff, a lot of stuff has come out. You broke the story about Robert Downey Jr. shooting for 3 weeks and then having to having to reshoot a lot of his stuff as well. There've been talk about some debate, fights on set and things of that nature. Argument. Well, not physical fight. Argument. Where are you at on this Avengers Doomsday? Are you hearing anything more on Avengers Doomsday about how this is going?
No.
Nothing more? Really?
No. I've been busy doing a lot of other shit this week. I can't always keep an ear out about fucking Avengers Doomsday. What do you want to know? Supposedly there's going to be another chair video featuring a bunch of other names.
Okay.
Next week. That's a hot rumor. I don't know if it's true. I'm just reading it online like the rest of you.
Yes.
What else is there to discuss?
Well, you don't want to discuss plot points, you said. So I was going to ask you about that, but you said you're not really feeling it.
You tell me.
Well, just that a number of scoopers have been reporting that this is all happening because of Cap going back to replace the stones in the sacred timeline. Is that the right way into this? Because it's leading us to Tony versus Cap yet again at the end of an Avengers twosome movies. Do you like this idea that they're going to use something that was a really beautiful moment to end that phase of the Marvel Universe as a reason for all this stuff to happen here in the movie, and that Doom might be more of a kind of a Team Thanos type of guy? Do you like this approach?
I don't even know what half the shit you just said mean. You're like talking about like the sacred timeline. Oh, the sacred timeline. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I don't know what the secret timeline is.
You watched Endgame though, didn't you?
Yeah, half stoned on the story out of my gourd.
Okay. Well, at the end, Steve Rogers replaces the Infinity Stones in the sacred timeline, so nothing's disrupted. But because he took this exit ramp off the highway to go be with Peggy, that's apparently what causes incursions across the multiverse, and Doctor Doom has to get a team together to go after these people. All right.
Sure, I guess. I don't know.
We'll move on.
The only thing I heard was that Doctor Strange is with Doom.
Oh, really?
Or he's like on that side, I think, of things.
So maybe he's upset that Cap has done this and he's seen the results of what Cap has done, so he goes on Doom's side. That's interesting.
Isn't that in the comics? Somebody's mentioned.
Sure, it is, but they're not going to follow beat by beat what happens in the comics. They didn't do that with Civil War, and they didn't do that with the Infinity Gauntlet saga. So, I can't imagine they would do that.
I have no idea.
All right, well, let's move out of Marvel. Let's move into this situation. Jeff, you reported this earlier this week. The Archies, Lord and Miller, doing a Archies movie. What can you tell us about this, considering Riverdale was just a few years ago, it was a big hit on the CW, but they've been trying to get an Archies film off the ground for quite some time. What's the deal here? What did Emma Watts pitch that got it across the room?
I mean, kind of interesting, right? That Lord and Miller are going to be producing this movie with Emma Watts, and that Tom King, the writer of Supergirl, is going to be writing the script. I thought that was a fascinating package.
Agreed.
Universal doesn't just spring for anything.
Yeah.
What's interesting about Archie that I've learned in my conversations this week about it is it's multi-generational.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That Riverdale introduced Archie and those characters, Betty, Veronica, to all these new, like a whole new generation of kids.
Right.
And we never had like an Archie TV show or movie. I don't recall.
Right.
But like I remember reading Archie comics. Like I and I didn't really read a lot of comics growing up, but I always liked Archie and Jughead and that kind of stuff. Right. So I think that's the appeal, and why it's not just a movie at Universal, but now also a Disney Plus series. So
the
other thing, the TV rights were still I think Warner Brothers must have produced Riverdale.
Right.
So Warner Brothers thought it had like rights in perpetuity to those characters, and it took like a year to get those rights out of Warner Brothers, but they got to hang on to Afterlife with Archie.
Right.
Title, which is a zombie, comic book series.
Yeah.
So they partnered with Disney on a show based on that comic, and they got the Riverdale creator Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa to be showrunner.
Wow. Well, I mean, do you think this is? I mean, we're in a place now where IP and brand awareness is important, and things we think are going to work don't always work. Do you think an 85-year-old IP is going to work by modernizing it through Lord Miller's eyes? Do you think this is?
You got the right actor, if you got the right actor.
Actors, right?
Huh?
Actors, right?
Sure. Did you see Skylar Gisondo as Archie?
Oh, 100%. Yes, not even a question. I could even see Josh O'Connor as Jughead if you want to mess around. I mean, come on. Tell me I'm wrong.
That's hilarious.
Tell me I'm wrong. He's totally Jughead. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on the Archies TV show and the comics when I was a kid, but once I hit double digits, I kind of moved away from the Archies. So, and I didn't see Riverdale, but I know a lot of people enjoyed it. So clearly,
was there a TV show?
Oh yeah, a little Archies TV show,
like a live action thing or a cartoon?
Oh no, cartoon. It was cartoon. Yeah.
I don't remember that, and I'm old
because you're not as old as I am. Man.
I'm not quite as old, but I'm still old.
It was in black and white. That's what I heard.
Okay, Jesus Christ. You watch that in between episodes of Lassie and Mr. Ed, huh?
Oh, come on. F Troop. Give me a break. Come on, Car 54, where are you? This is the jam, man, please.
Brooke is so old, he took Mr. Ed for a ride once.
that fucking horse. All right, anything more to say on this Archie stuff? Or what else can you... This is a good place to stop and plug your newsletter. We're 30 minutes into the show. what else did you break this week on your newsletter to give people like a little bit of a taste of what you'll get if you subscribe to Jeff's newsletter?
It was the Jason Momoa, David Leitch pirate specs.
Yeah, go into that. Talk what happened there.
That's a really cool like spec. So it's from this guy Will Dunn, who wrote that action movie The Peasant that Dev Patel is working on at A24.
Oh, okay.
Amazon bought it. Momoa and David Leitch are both going to produce, but obviously, it's not like we need Jason Momoa to produce this movie. It's like he gets shit done. They want Jason Momoa to star in the movie, so they offer him a producing credit, essentially.
Right.
That even if he does fall out for scheduling or whatever reason, he still gets the producer credit and the fee.
Right.
But yeah, this is the log line. It's the raid on a pirate ship.
Oh, wow.
Which is fucking awesome.
That's insane. That sounds just like a Momoa film,
Like imagine a dude who just like wakes up in like the hold like down there and like he doesn't know how the hell he got there and he has to just fight his way out. And there's like a bat. The little thing literally ends like with a battle like at the top of the pirate ship and that little fucking thing. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. What else have you got going on there? What else did you break?
So it was fucking the Joni Mitchell story, Anya Taylor-Joy, which I know hasn't been confirmed yet, but I do expect that it will.
We talked about that on Monday.
Yeah.
On the show. Yep.
What was the other? Well, I mean, Archie, this True Detective, and then tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think I've been saving the best for last. It's the one that I've been holding for a month.
Wow. And is this the one they've got a little bit of time to respond to you, and if they don't respond, you're going to drop it? Is that what you're saying?
that was True Detective. Actually.
Oh, okay, all right. So
that was. Listen, I'll tell you that story off air.
All right.
It was an interesting one.
Some of the best off mic conversations, or some of the best conversations we have on the hot mic are off mic.
Yeah, I can't share everything, guys. Come on, this is a public space. I don't burn my sources here. But
yeah.
The story that I've been planning tomorrow.
Okay.
It should get people talking.
Wow. All right. Anything you can tease about it other than it's a big one?
No, I don't think so. I didn't come this far. I didn't wait a month.
To blow it now.
Yeah, to blow it now. Exactly.
Right. Okay.
I will say, though, that like people, there's this weird impression about me, John, that like the studios will have nothing to do with me because I wasn't invited to like some like the second press day that Warner Brothers had or DC had for Superman.
What?
Like I gave a shit. First of all, I have a job. Okay.
Yeah.
I told you guys I work 20 hours a week. So I can't go to all this stuff.
Right.
But the idea that I would even schlep up to Burbank to watch a 2.5-minute trailer when I've been very clear that I don't do that kind of stuff. When they show the first 10 minutes of a movie at CinemaCon, everyone's like, ooh, I get to see the first 10 minutes. Jeff puts his headphones on and goes to work. Okay. I don't want to see the first 10 minutes of any movie.
I've been there when he's done that. I can verify that 1 year I went to CinemaCon sitting next to you. You had the headphones going immediately on. Yep.
So I don't care about any of that stuff. And I'm like, I worked with, multiple studios this week.
Yeah.
Multiple studios on the stories that I broke.
Yeah.
And just like the one tomorrow.
Yes.
And I'm holding a story for a big studio. And I'll even say, I'm going to give you a name just so you guys know when it breaks. And I knew about it ahead of time. And then I'm, hey, I have my strategies. And the code name for that is going to be 11356. So when 11356 happens, I will explain that number to you. And it's not what you think. So I'm just saying, like, this idea that like I'm some pariah from Hollywood. No, I've been working in Hollywood for 20 years. And not everybody has to like me. All I need is one person at every company to like me.
Right. But who are the people saying this stuff? That's the thing I get back to is like, why are you giving them so much energy? Because these are not people that are like in any way, shape, or form.
Because
in your league,
have the same sickness. James Gunn and I. This is the thing. People think that like, oh, we hate each other. James Gunn and I are fucking mirror reflections of each other. He's
Wow.
just a millionaire fucking director, okay?
Yes.
He's one of the best at what he does, and guess what? I'm one of the best at what I do.
That's true.
And neither one of us can stand to have people talk shit and say stuff that isn't true, at least in our minds, even though, maybe some of the stuff that people say about me is true.
Yeah.
And so we go after all the motherfuckers who say it. I mean, I was raised on Kevin Smith. I'm raised on Jay and Silent Bob coming to your house to kick your fucking ass because you wouldn't say any of this shit to my face. And I know you feel similarly.
Yes. Although I don't threaten physical violence. I don't anymore. Rather, I don't like to do that. I learned my lesson last time I did that, but I hear you. If someone was to come.
Boom, confirmed, Johnny boy. Confirmed. Nick Cage.
Nick Cage is confirmed. That's right. Variety just confirmed it. Did they give you credit at least for breaking it?
Woo!
There it is. There it is. That means you beat them to the punch, and now they have to kind of play catch up in the situation. So at least they confirmed it. So that's good.
Monster.
Yeah. Big stuff. Big stuff. Did they give you credit on the article? I just got the article texted to me by my friend.
Imagine that these guys were literally holding it. They went at the same time at 4:35.
Yes, they tagged, at least Discussing Film tagged your newsletter. So
no credit from either trade, which, it's fine because they were probably holding it. I'm like, I don't know for sure that they were, but they probably were.
Right. Probably. Yeah. Fair point, man. Fair point.
What you get for holding, folks?
Never hold. All right. Well, let's move on. And you can subscribe to Jeff's newsletter at theinsnider.com. And subscribe to the Christian Harloff channel here. And you can subscribe to my channel, which hopefully I'll be off. It's a suspension that says a week. Hopefully I'll be off earlier than that, but you can do that at johnrochasays.com or John Rocha Says on YouTube, youtube.com/John Rocha Says. But let's move on to this story here, Jeff. This Disney story, this broke today. Very big story, talking about Disney fretting and stressing about the fact that they have to look for projects that will appeal to Gen Z people. Leadership at Walt Disney Studios has been pressing Hollywood creatives in recent months. This is according to multiple sources for Variety, for movies that will bring young men back to the brand in a meaningful way. Young men, of course, defined here by sources as ages 13 to 28. A lot of people are like, well, duh, that's what they want to do with every studio and every situation. But the big thing here is that it's original content is what Disney is looking for, even though Disney right now is caught up in doing a lot of sequels and new installments of previously released franchises stuff, also live action versions of their animated films they've already done. But yes, this is what they're looking for. Marvel's having some trouble. Star Wars is having trouble, hasn't released like a movie in 7 years. And David Greenbaum is apparently the person who's been tasked with finding this content, the former Searchlight Pictures co-head. But he's not alone on this, Jeff. There are other people involved to try to make this happen as well. They're over at Disney, and that's Daria Sircik, who is the savvy former Paramount Pictures co-chief, who is assisting Greenbaum in this effort. So what do you think about all this, man? Does this make all kinds of sense to you? Is this a duh situation, or does this speak volumes to where maybe Hollywood is starting to move towards this idea of trying to court men back into watching their content after going full diversity, full female-led stuff? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, yes, I do think that. And Disney, I know, I think is one of the companies that rolled back DEI, right?
Yes, one of many in Hollywood. Yeah,
they did. Paramount did. I thought about asking Ellison about that at the Paramount.
Oh yeah,
but I chickened out because I didn't get off on the wrong note. But yes, I do think it's a necessary correction. Frankly, there was nothing wrong with the business when all of a sudden they just became overcome with this mentality. And I don't understand it, right? Like at the end of the day, they made movies for a long time for teenagers so that teenagers would have a thing to do on the weekends, and teenagers would go either with their friends or on dates. Young people would go on dates. And let's be honest, the guys pay for the movies a lot, right?
I don't know anymore, to be honest. Jeff, you and I haven't been 15, 16 in a while. I don't know if men pay anymore, if women pay now.
That's the big problem with, I think, the country, though, right? Like, I still pay on dates, right? I open the door.
Because we're from a different time.
Hold the door for a lady. Like,
yeah.
And I do think that chivalry is dead in a lot of places. and that people don't read novels, and they don't, just like the world is changing. So you may be right on that front, but like in the time that I grew up, guys took their dates to the movies, and they usually ended up picking something that they wanted to see.
Right. But guys also, assaulted women on those dates and did inappropriate shit to women on those dates as well. You can't just go, it was a beautiful time where everyone was civil and we were all just so noble. It's not.
I don't know what that has to do with
well, I'm just saying you're painting one way.
Bowling and mini golfing too. Like, what do you mean?
No, but I think
men often choose what to watch.
Well, sure.
A lot of time, I mean, a lot of it's you always see the man holding the remote on the sitcoms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think things are changing. Women are much more independent now. They don't live in a world mostly that is like, I need a man to do anything. Women are doing their own things. There's less kids being made because women don't feel the need to get married and have children and follow the societal norms. They're doing their own thing. They're launching their own companies. They're establishing their own brands. They're becoming their own power players in Hollywood even. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, we didn't have Margot Robbie, Reese Witherspoon, all these people having production companies. Women are taking control of their lives. Women are taking control of situations. So are people of color and black people and all that. And so you're seeing
there's a big chick flick, John.
Yes.
Okay. Quote unquote chick flick, which is the term that the trades used to use, and now they probably wouldn't.
No.
But there were such things, and there are still things called the chick flicks, and those chicks don't really bring their guys to those movies.
No, because some of the guys don't want to go. Right. Yes, very true. Most of the guys don't want to go.
And listen, there are women who don't want to go to some, guys' movies. They don't want to see Rocky 3 necessarily.
Right, exactly.
For the most part, a lot of women will go see the new action movie.
Yes.
Male-led action movie.
Nowadays, yes, sure.
Listen, I think that's all I'm getting at is that you can't just say Star Wars, every character is going to be a woman now. I do think that hurt the brand.
I think what hurt the brand is not doing good content. I think that's what hurt the brand. Going diversity, you and I are always going to disagree on this. Going diversity, going representative, focusing more on women as women are becoming a burgeoning financial powerhouse in our country and in our world. I don't think it's a bad business idea. Minorities, people, or the term minorities, but people of color, communities of color, LGBT, they're spending more money on entertainment, so their voices need to be heard. The problem was that all these companies went in that direction, but didn't have competent people to be able to shepherd these projects to be successful. Because let's not live in a diluted world where before this all happened, we had this plethora of white-led content or male-led content that was so great. There was a lot of shitty movies, a lot of shitty TV shows.
These movies were led by women or by people of color. That's not the sole reason. Obviously, you're right. Maybe the script wasn't good enough. Maybe whoever was in charge didn't do a good job.
Right.
But the bottom line is that the movies didn't perform as well as they used to.
But that's fair. But here's what I want. If these studios are going to go in this direction and they clearly think, oh, this is the way to go, it's fine. They'll go wherever they think the money is. When these movies come out and they're terrible, when these TV shows come out and they're terrible, I want to see the same kind of energy that people had for black-led shows, female-led shows, people of color-led shows and movies. I want to see the same energy. Calling the studios out, telling them they're morons for going in this direction, saying that they ruin the brands by going white men only. Like, I want to see the same kind of energy when those movies shit the bed or when those TV shows come out and they're flaccid disappointments. Because it seems foundationally shitty to be like, well, you know what? They didn't knock it out of the park with every single film that came out that was female-led or TV show that came out. While on the other side, there's been a crap ton of white-led or white male-led shows that have shit the bed. There's got to be a balance and a consistency here. That's all I'm asking.
And there is a balance. It's not like they're saying we're never going to make another female-driven movie again.
No, they're gonna do way less of them, and you know it.
So that's what they should be doing because business is down, John. Do you not get that?
No, business is down because they're not producing great stuff. Now, if they do this, if they go this direction and business stays down, then what's your answer? That's what I want to know.
Well, as we've all read, the 800 million is the new billion. So the pandemic has also just changed the game in that it took some pieces off the board, right? They're never coming back either. It used to be, just habit for them, and they've broken the habit, and now they're and Hollywood has fucked itself by destroying the theatrical window and putting movies on after the third weekend on VOD. So that's why.
But this is here. Like, this is a great point. Like Deadpool and Wolverine versus Marvels. Need I say more? You do need to say more. Deadpool and Wolverine was a better film. Better film than the Marvels. You can't. That's like going The Godfather versus a shitty Chuck Norris movie. It's not the same thing. There's
definitely not.
It's just a difference. Of course, you can't just go, well, box office wise, this is where we need to go. No, that movie was a good, fun movie that clearly spoke to a lot of people, and it did well. Sinners did really well. And that is a black-led movie talking about black stuff deeply and proudly and strongly.
And the mistake to take away from that, John, is to say now every studio needs to flood the market with black-led films. That can't be the answer.
I agree.
Set them up for failure because there's not an audience that can support all those movies and every studio swinging the pendulum in that direction.
But I'd like a balance, which is like, let's not be shutting anything out. Let's be open to it all.
No one's saying shut anything out, but people are saying we can't have every Marvel and Star Wars movie led by a woman.
That's totally fine if that's where they want to go. I want balance, as I said. And let's see what the balance is. Because if the balance goes back to being 90% male to 10% male, that's not the balance that reflects society. It's not the balance that reflects people. You might think
again, this idea that movies need to reflect society seems so insane to me.
How is it when it's always
anti-art?
Why is it as insane to you when that's always been the case, Jeff? That has always been the case from the birth of movies. You think they just cast white male actors in these roles because this is the right direction? No, it's because society wanted that. So they want to reflect society, which was majority white-led stuff. That's what the society was. So the foundation of film by itself is inherently placating or placating or satisfying the society, reflecting the society that they have out there and the taste that society has. It has always been the case. What is this fantasy world you're living in where it was never the case?
Again, I'm painted one way when I'm actually the exact opposite way and saying nothing. You just tell this, whoever you need for the story, that's how you tell it. Okay. If that happens to be 8 white guys and 1 black guy on a heist crew, like Ocean's 11 or some shit, so be it. I don't need a balancing of the scale or a reflection of society. I don't care what the percentages are. I don't care about skin color. If it happens to be 8 black guys and 1 white guy, the token white guy to get the job done. Maybe they're, come on.
Yeah, but the point is, what happens if we go this direction and we start seeing more of these films that cater to, or TV shows that cater to this supposedly young male demographic that's been forced out of the entertainment workspace, and they don't produce money. They don't make
I don't
money.
know what will happen. I guess we'll have to fucking wait and see. I don't have a fucking crystal ball in front of me.
No, I'm just asking your analysis. That's all. I'm just asking your analysis.
Analysis. The analysis is that the numbers will rebound and Star Wars will be more popular with the male lead. That's my analysis. We'll see if I'm wrong.
Well, here's the deal. Yash makes it good. People are demanding quality over quantity. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think people have always 100%. Demanded quality over quantity.
100%. People want quality over quantity.
Of course they do. No, there's never been a world where you guys are not new. The new generation now has not stumbled upon some incredibly intelligent analysis of film. They have always wanted quality over quantity. As human beings, we've always wanted that. Quality over quantity. Yeah. That's how we're built. The thing is, when you have certain channels, certain websites that are invested in destroying the quality, destroying the thing before it comes out, then we can't really judge the quality on its own versus quantity. And that's the problem as well. You can't look at one side and not look at the other. And I think that's a situation where we don't have a world where anything that is female-led or black-led or person of color-led isn't having to climb over a high mountain in order to get liked, because there's so many people who already want to shit on it before it even comes out, before they've seen a frame of it. And I think that's unfair.
Yeah, John, what you're doing is you're asking those, like, you're basically asking the people to change, and the people aren't going to change, so the studio has to change.
The people have changed for centuries in this world. People have changed. We didn't used to have women who voted. We used to have black people who voted. We didn't used to have progressive, like it's always change. We are change. The one thing of constant in life is change. But I hear you. I'm not trying to. What you're saying is that I'm trying to force the audience, and I would not want to force the audience. It has to be organic. And clearly, the audience not going to see these films and these TV shows, regardless of quality, is their organic thing saying to the studios, we need you to placate us in this way. And so Disney clearly thinks that this is the way to go because the audience is organically telling them that. And I can understand that as a business. Do you know what I'm saying? I totally get it.
At the end of the day, that's what this is, a business.
Yeah,
it's not no friends. It's not let's balance the scales and you have percentages that match the fucking population. Yeah. This is a business. They're going to do what's best for business. And if what's best for business isn't Star Wars having male leads, guess what? You're going to get more Ryan Goslings.
Well, how about Star Wars making good films regardless of who's the lead? I am born in that.
I agree with you. I think each of us would rather have one Star Wars movie or one Star Wars series or one Marvel series a year.
Yeah.
Not sitting around wishing, geez, I wish I could be watching a second shitty Marvel series right now.
Because you look at, let's say Star Wars, right? What's the best film that they've done since the merger or since the buyout? Rogue One. Who's that led by? It's led by a white female. And then what's the best TV show they've done?
I agree with you.
Yeah. What's the best TV show they've done? Andor, which is led by a Latino man. What's the second? Mandalorian, led by
idea, John, that again,
quality is what matters. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So it's like you're assigning these victories because Andor worked because Diego Luna's Latina, or I'm saying was the best movie because the lead character was a woman. Like what?
I'm saying don't shut it down. You're saying they need to focus on male leads, and I'm like, no, there's plenty examples of female-led stuff that has worked.
I think that they do need to swing the pendulum a little bit back. Yes.
Yeah.
If they want to have more financial success. Yes.
I don't have any problem with swinging the pendulum back a little bit. I don't think there's an issue. Even when I was watching.
That's all they're saying that they're doing.
No, I think they want to swing it all the way back to 90 to 10%. I think that's the problem I'm resisting. If that's the intention, it seems like feels like what the intention is. Because you look at something like Ironheart, right? Them throwing in the drag character was so meaningless in that show. It had no place in that show. It made no sense in that show. And those are the things that I think a lot of us have evolved who wanted representation. We've evolved to a place where like we want representation, but we want it to be good representation. And I don't mean good in terms of they're only good people. I mean quality. And like you just said earlier, if Tramell Tillman is a villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day, that's fine. Let's see how good of a villain he is. I don't care if he's black, white, or purple. I want to see how good the material is. I don't care if the villain is black or Latino. If the material is good, that's what I effing care about. If the quality of the project is good, that's what I effing care about. So, but
I didn't watch. First of all, I have no idea what you're talking about with Ironheart because I didn't watch the show. But and I'm not saying this is the only reason I didn't watch the show. But I didn't watch the show because a 14-year-old black girl doesn't interest me. That story. Right. I didn't watch Miss Marvel either. It has nothing to do with she's a woman of color too. She could have been a white girl. It doesn't matter.
Right. Fair point.
These are stories that don't interest me. And if I'm, make up most of Disney Plus's subscribers or whatever, then yeah, they have to take that into account.
Right. But see, you can't win when even within the diversity itself, you have something like casting a white Latino and calling it diversity is hilarious. New Hollywood trick. See, you can't win when people come in with stuff like that. It's like they want to go. This is the stuff that causes issues. Is people go even bone deep on it, and it's like it's nonsense.
It's white Latino, and is that so?
That's a white. It's a thing. Yeah, people call me a white Latino, white passing Latino. It's such nonsense, and you deal with it, and it's colorism, and it's what happens in entertainment and in sections of the community of entertainment. Remember when In the Heights came out, people went after Rita Moreno when Rita said that it doesn't matter if there's not enough darker skinned Latinos in this film. Let us get through the door, and people got so mad about that. So. It just gets so exhausting. Like, let's just do good stuff. That's all we care about. I don't care female, male, what color it is, LGBT. I don't care.
Well, I think the intention though, John, is to do good stuff. They're not sitting there saying, listen, we're going to put out some real shit, but it's going to have white people in it. So you guys are going to be happy.
That would be a new thing in Hollywood if that happened. So I've seen a lot of bad shit with white people in it. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on from this. Because we're veering closer to the political thing, and I know Christian's not a fan of that on his channel. What about this? Let's move on to this situation. What do you hear about this? Brad Pitt. What about this, Jeff? Brad Pitt gonna star in Edward Berger's new movie that will be with A24. It's called The Writers. And it'll shoot early next year. Screenwriter David Kaganich is set to adapt the story from Tim Winston's novel. It's a character piece. Brad Pitt's character is on a journey that starts with him building a house. We meet him as he is building a house for his family. He's the real provider, real traditional man. And then he is on the journey to find his wife who's gone suddenly. The journey takes him to Ireland, Greece, Brussels, Amsterdam, and back to Ireland. This is what Berger says. It's a massive odyssey throughout Europe during which he falls apart. And he says, I can't wait to see Brad do that. And we just had a trailer for Berger's new film with Colin Farrell here. So what are your thoughts on this combo, dude?
I mean, this has been out there for a little bit. It's not exactly news, but yeah, Edward Berger. We saw the Ballad of a Small Player trailer this week. What'd you think of that, Johnny?
I like that trailer. Remind me of the Card Counter with Oscar Isaac, but I still liked it because you're getting Colin going a little crazy. Yes. And I saw the meme. I don't know if you saw this, but like people said Tilda Swinton's character looks like the other aunt in Weapons. I thought that was genius. But go ahead.
Hey, maybe they'll cast her. Maybe that'll be part of the prequel.
I love it.
Yeah, that trailer, I just love like the color and how the color popped.
Yeah.
I thought it looked gorgeous. We'll see if it winds up being an Oscar contender for Colin Farrell. But yeah, Ed Berger, Brad Pitt, like just a classic kind of pairing. Sounds like a good story for Pitt. We'll see who is cast as his wife. I had heard a rumor at one point, but it turns out it was just one of those like, oh, she's the prototype. It's not really her. Blah 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 blah.
Who did you heard? Who did you hear?
I'm not saying.
Oh, you're not saying. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a fellow Oscar winner.
Ooh.
But yeah, very curious to see who plays the wife and if they go, age appropriate or someone much younger.
But talk to me about Berger, dude. I mean, this is yet another project he's got quote unquote lined up, right? He recently signed on to direct a film about Evan Gershkovich, who was the first American journalist to be arrested in Russia since the Cold War, for Amazon MGM. Then he confirms that he's still attached to the next Jason Bourne movie, which Universal, of course, just bought the rights for in perpetuity. And there's a time travel drama with Austin Butler that he's still attached to. So what are your thoughts on this? Like, which one of these is actually going to happen? Which one of these is not going to happen? We're looking at Berger's dance card right now.
I think they're all going to happen.
Really? That's like 10 years.
Well, the Austin Butler one, I don't know that Austin Butler is actually attached to that one.
Oh, okay. Do you think that one's a little bit more in question than the other ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I do think that this Brad Pitt movie is shaping up to be next.
What do you think about the Card Counter one? The Small Player one. Do you think that's got any kind of Oscar buzz or any possibility? Because, I mean, Conclave and All Quiet on the Western Front got a lot of attention.
We'll see soon. I do think that it will probably be in the mix. Colin Farrell could be in the mix for Best Actor.
Okay.
But yeah, as always, got to see it. It's a Netflix movie. They don't just get a pass from me.
Well, let's move on to these other trailers then. As we said, Ballad of a Small Player. We had the Daniel Day-Lewis film from him and his son, Anemone there that came out with Sean Bean. The Mastermind with Thomas O'Connor there or Josh O'Connor rather. And Good Boy. What are your thoughts on all these trailers?
So many trailers. Oh my God, I can't even keep track of them.
No.
Yeah, Mastermind looked good. But like a muted color palette.
Yeah.
It's very like drained of color, which maybe is meant to like reflect this guy's kind of life that he feels stuck in or whatever. But I think it'll be interesting, and I'm ready for like the Josh O'Connor. I mean, he was great in Challengers, but I'm waiting for him to like really have his moment. I want to see what Spielberg saw when he cast him as the lead in his new movie coming out, which I hear is great.
Okay,
I hear that Spielberg's next movie came out great.
Is that the UFO one or is that a different one? Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Good Boy looked really cool. That was like a creepy trailer. I'm down to see that kind of story from a dog's perspective.
It's intense. Lindley barely made it through it because she's a huge dog lover. She was like stressing out about the dog.
I like the Anniversary trailer with Diane Lane and Kyle Chandler.
Yeah, I thought that was delightful. Yes.
I like those kinds of domestic thrillers where it's like careful who you like invite into your family.
Oh yeah.
Anemone. Anemone. The Ronan Day-Lewis movie. Ronan or Roman, I forget.
Yeah.
But his father, Daniel Day-Lewis, returns to the screen after sort of being in self-exile in retirement the last few years. And like that movie looked gorgeous.
Yeah, man. It really, and it's like he's seeing things, right? So it's got an art house vibe to it, along with something that's a commentary on these old Irish guys who've been through the troubles and what the after effects of that is still, how it's still echoing in their lives. Him and Sean Bean. It's a fantastic,
cool pairing.
Yeah.
A big get for Sean Bean, and like, yeah, it just looks so visually striking.
Yeah.
I had like low hopes for that movie because, I mean, first time director, even with Daniel Day-Lewis, like, oh, is he doing it just because it's his kid?
Right.
And he has this weird title nobody can pronounce, and it's going to be some like art house bait bullshit.
Totally.
It looked really intriguing.
Yeah.
What were some of the other trailers, John?
The Master. Oh, we talked about that one. Ballad of a Small Play. Yeah, those were the trailers that I wanted to talk about. I will say this about the Mastermind. I'm not an Alana Haim person. I hated Licorice Pizza. I don't think she's that good. And when I see a trailer where she's the wife and she has one line, Hope Davis has more lines in that trailer than she does, and the other line she delivers is off camera halfway down the steps. So it lets me know a little bit something about the movie overall. But I am here for Joshua.
You gotta love the chat where you say something, right? And if you give a very specific example.
What did we say? We're not going to attack the chat. What did we say?
I'm not attacking the chat, but it's like, are you guys like serious right now? Like,
what's wrong?
I don't like Ironheart, so now it becomes, well, Jeff can't identify with anyone who doesn't look like a white guy.
Oh, that's not what he said, guys. That's
like literally, my favorite movie this year is Final Destination: Bloodlines, which is led by a woman of color. So I think I win.
That's true. That's a fair point. Ignore that stuff. Let's keep going here. Any other trailers you saw besides the anniversary one? Wasn't there a couple other ones that dropped this week that I don't have on my list that were curious? Oh, the Jude Law, Jason Bateman one on Netflix. Did you see that one?
Trailer.
Huh?
So yeah, I have seen all of Black Rabbit.
You did? You bastard.
I'm still under embargo.
Okay. So you can't say anything. It looked fantastic. I wasn't sure about it. I saw the trailer. I'm like, I'm in. I've never seen Jason Bateman like that. So I'm
the trailer was great. This is something where like it's totally unlike anything you've seen from him.
Right on.
And I'm going to try to interview Troy.
Oh, nice.
Did you see Troy Kotzer from Coda?
Right.
My favorite movies is in that. And I can't wait to ask him if I get the interview. Like, was this script written as like a verbal role, and then you came in to audition for it, and they're like, okay, now we're going to make this character deaf and tailor everything to him, or was this person always deaf on the page? I kind of would find that interesting because I think it's a challenge as like just a writer. Obviously, there's deaf people out there. Like, do you just include a deaf person in your script, or are you almost making it difficult on yourself in a way that it doesn't necessarily have to? In this case, I mean, you guys will see. But hopefully I'll land that interview because he's a great actor, Troy Kotzer.
Yeah. I liked him in the scenes we got with him in the trailer as well. We also got a Fallout Season 2 trailer, a teaser trailer, which I thought was good. And then we had Hedda.
It looked better than I was expecting, but I still don't get what, like, whose instinct is to like, oh, I'm going to go adapt Ibsen for the big screen. Like, what?
Yeah, I hear you, but I think she just wanted to wash the stink of the Marvels off of her, and she wanted to do something smaller. I
don't want to be perceived as a racist because I have no interest in seeing a fucking Hedda Gobbler movie.
Well, it's not a black story, so it's told through the black lens here, but
it's just like a boring choice. Like,
I don't disagree with you,
even though it looked better than I thought it would.
Yeah, artists are artists, man. They're gonna need to work some stuff out, and I applaud her for doing that. Did you watch the Pitt season 2 trailer? A teaser trailer? Anything like that?
Amazing! Can't wait for January.
Right.
I was a big supporter of the Pitt. I got out in front of that one early.
You did. What about the Halloween official announcement trailer, the game one? Did you watch that one because you're a horror fan or no?
Halloween, the game?
Yeah, there's a game coming from the Halloween game coming. And the Gamescom teaser trailer was released.
Never heard of it. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's on IGN. It's got about 1 million views on the trailers. It came out yesterday, I think. What about Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey? Did you see that trailer?
No, I'm kind of out on that one. I think I'm going to probably end up skipping that. I don't know if that'll be very good.
All right, we got to get to the questions, Jeff. We're almost done with the show. I want to ask about 2 more things before we do. Zack Snyder's new movie. What can you tell us? What are your thoughts on this? The Last Photograph. Where is he? He's here somewhere. There he is. That's I love this man. He has got a new movie. It's his passion project. It's a drama that he originally had been developing since the mid 2000s. Stuart Martin and Fra Fee who were in Rebel Moon. Snyder's Rebel Moons will star. It's focusing on an ex-DEA operative that must return to the mountains of South America in an effort to find his missing niece and nephew following the brutal murders of their diplomat parents. He enlists the help of a washed-up junkie war photographer, the only person to have seen the face of the killers. He sets out determined to find the children and the truth, but soon learns he must face the ghosts of his past. So, man, I love this when Snyder occasionally does smaller stuff. What are your thoughts on this? Do you like this idea?
I'm just glad that he's getting to do it. I know that this has been a passion project of his for a long, long time. Yeah. And again, to me, passion project is about telling a story.
Yes.
And if he gets to tell a story with two guys no one's really heard of,
yeah,
barely heard of, and I know I've seen Frafi and some stuff, but he was developing this project at one point with like Christian Bale and somebody else.
Right.
So it's like, even though we're not getting A-list stars in this, the fact that he's getting to tell this story, I think that means everything in the world,
Right. Yeah. I agree.
He's getting to tell this story because he didn't get to tell the LAPD to do the LAPD action movie, essentially, that he wanted to do in Netflix.
Are they shutting that down? Is it not happening now?
It's not happening right now.
Okay.
I think that Zach went in there and was kind of like, this is what it costs, write me a check. And They were like, yeah, those days are kind of over. Dan Lin clearly at Netflix has not been spending like Stuber did.
Right.
Like, just look at the headlines. Like, Amazon MGM wins all the bidding wars these days.
Yeah.
So I don't see Netflix spending like they used to. And
he also had a UFC film he was working on. Is that not Brawler or whatever? Is that not happening too?
Which one? Who?
Brawler? That's the other Zack Snyder one he was working on, a UFC.
I think that Smashing Machine, it's like, let's wait and see how that does before we start, putting everything, all the chips on the UFC. But again, right now, if you get the financing in place and your Netflix movie isn't going because they're not going to give you the money that you want, you don't want to compromise on the budget.
It's true.
Yeah, go take the opportunity to go get that passion project made.
Yeah.
And redefine what people think of you, and so you're not just the comic book movie guy or the guy who makes these sci-fi operas at Netflix.
No.
Do something that maybe has some real dramatic oomph to it. Maybe some awards buzz. Who knows?
He can do small. He's just had the luxury of not having to do small, but he can do small as a director. You've seen him do things like that like Dawn of the Dead, I would argue, is kind of a small approach to that story. It's just that 300 blew him up, and then Watchmen and Sucker Punch and Man of Steel and BVS, he's had these Army of the Dead, and then the Rebel Moon stuff. He's had this place to dance that was massive, but bringing it back to small, kind of like Michael Bay with 13 Hours or Pain and Gain. Like, it's good to see these directors who like to work in big tableaus come down to a small one and see where they can do with the character drama. So I'm curious to see what it's going to go. What about this idea? Frankenstein, man, it is getting a theatrical release, kind of like Greta Gerwig's Narnia. It's getting a 3-week theatrical release that starts on October 17th, which is more than people expected. People said like 1 or 2, but it's getting 3 to put it in contention for Oscar eligibility. Guillermo del Toro, the director, said it's 3 weeks exclusively, and then it can stay in theaters longer. And Netflix is going to release it on physical media, just like they did with Pinocchio. So what are your thoughts on this, Jeff? Because the Rian Johnson one isn't getting a theatrical release, but Frankenstein is getting a theatrical release. That's $120 million budget on this movie. Do you sense that Sarandos and Netflix are changing in how they approach this? Is this director dependent or project dependent in terms of the amount of theatrical time they get? Okay.
Guillermo is an Oscar winner. Guillermo's won Best Picture. Is Rian Johnson won Best Picture?
No, he has not.
I think that they want Frankenstein to be seen on the big screen because of all the crafts, and that's what's going to dominate at the awards. Right. I don't know whether it'll actually get a Best Picture nomination. I'm not necessarily predicting that, but I do think it will dominate the below the line awards. Maybe it slips into Best Picture, kind of like Dune, the first one, but I don't think it has a serious chance to win. I've heard it's good. It's exactly what you expect a Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein movie to be.
Okay.
Which, is going to be rock solid, but probably not anything great or that special.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see. I've seen the trailers, but I don't know. I'm more of a wait and see because Guillermo, I know people love Guillermo. I love Guillermo. I got the chance to meet him and he was such a warm individual. I love him. But the movies themselves have been a bit hit or miss. And
it's Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi. It's not
yeah.
Variety's predicting Oscar Isaac and Frankenstein to get a nomination over DiCaprio in a PTA movie. And I'm like, I don't know about that. And I love Oscar, but
we'll see. One last thing here. What are your thoughts on this? Greig Fraser is going to be the DP for these 4 Beatles films, bro. He's stepping away. He's not going to do the Batman Part 2 because of all the delays. And so he is stepping up to be the cinematographer for these 4 Beatles films here. This is even more. I think this is an interesting decision, and this adds more weight to the approach to these films. Overall here coming to us over the Beatles, man. So what are your thoughts on this? And some people think it's opening the door for Roger Deakins to be the cinematographer for the Batman Part 2 because he spoke so glowingly about the Batman in 2022, saying it was actually the best cinematography of the year was in the Batman, which is what Greig Fraser who was the cinematographer on. So what are your thoughts on this?
Greig Fraser's earned the right to do whatever he wants to do. So if he feels like he already kind of shot a Batman movie, and he wants a new challenge, and the Beatles are arguably the biggest band in the world.
Yeah.
This is a very ambitious kind of project as well with the 4 movies. Why not go and try and do that and work with an Oscar winner like Sam Mendes? Like that makes total sense to me.
Yeah, Roger Deakins was offered the job to do the 4 films for Sam Mendes, but he turned it down. So maybe he felt like 4 movies is a bit much, but doing 1 Batman movie might be a lot of fun overall for it. So we will see. And Josh Brolin just casually dropping it on the Kevin McCarthy's podcast, I think was hilarious as well.
But you guys know me. I'm just looking forward to the Beatles movies because they're about 4 white guys.
Oh my God. What did I tell you? Why are you doing this? Come on. What else did we want to bring up? I think that's everything. You want to get to the questions? Shall we jump to the questions? Is there anything you want to break? Is there anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to reveal?
How much do I have to fucking reveal on this show? Jesus Christ. No.
I'm just asking. You get things up your ass.
Reveal is tomorrow. The big reveal is tomorrow. Subscribe to the Insider. I will not disappoint. There
you go. All right, let's get to these super chats. Max Loth, is there a bad buzz on David Lowery's long-delayed Mother Mary? And any word on Greg Araki's next film with Cooper Hoffman and Olivia Wilde?
No word. I actually ran into Carly Sciortino, the co-writer of I Want Your Sex, the Greg Araki movie, and asked her, because I was like, oh, this seems like a movie that's like definitely going to go to TIFF. Yeah. And it wasn't in the TIFF lineup. So I would bet that it's probably going to debut at Sundance. That feels like the right place for it.
Okay. All right.
And Mother Mary, if not Sundance, I could see that at South by.
Right on. Max Law says the trailer for Nuremberg looks like a TV movie from the 1990s. LOL. Has Jeff decided on attending TIFF 2025 yet? Yeah, that trailer for Nuremberg was terrible.
I don't think it's going to happen, Max. Yeah, it's just not looking good with work and everything. So unless somebody wants to send me, it's tough. We'll see. I still haven't made a final decision.
There you go. Sketchcraft. What's up, Sketch? He says, I highly recommend Epidemic Sound for YouTube music. It's like $100 a year, protects your past vids, even if you cancel. Haven't had an issue since using. Oh, that's a great suggestion, Sketch. At only $100 is worth it. I can write it off. It's not a bad idea, brother. Thank you so much. I'm probably going to spend the weekend going through all my videos from when I first started 5 years ago and deleting all the links to that stuff because YouTube has made me paranoid. But I may replace it with Epidemic Sound. That's a great suggestion. Thank you, dude. Dennis Hoffman says, Jeff, what you hearing on the Jordan Vogt Roberts? Is he still doing Gundam?
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't heard anything's changed. I love Jordan. He was always good to me. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And had a crazy incident right overseas. He's almost killed, I think.
Right. Yeah.
So just glad he's recovering, and I hope to see him behind the camera again soon. But no, I haven't heard anything.
There you go. Max Loth also says, any buzz on Wuthering Heights? Hearing it's sexually provocative and shot on VistaVision. What do you mean you're hearing? I love when he says that you're hearing. Max, you're reading the articles everybody else is reading. You're not hearing anything. You're reading the articles everybody else is hearing. What is Max doing here, dude? Come on.
I actually did hear something.
What'd you hear?
I heard it's great.
There you go. Okay.
which is like surprised me because I've been a little skeptical, but I heard it's pretty good.
Right on. Matt Sinister McCall, I can only see one movie on Friday, Eden or Naked Gun. Oh, do not see Naked Gun.
Do not see Eden.
Yeah. Fair point.
I mean, I don't know where everything is opening, but like I'm seeing Lurker tonight.
Oh, right. Okay.
So stay tuned to my Twitter, I guess, and I'll let you know if you should see Lurker.
Go see F1 again, for God's sake. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry, Jeff.
There's a ton of stuff coming out this weekend though. Like
Honey Don't comes. Jeff, we should go together to see Honey Don't and do a hate review afterwards.
Yeah, Eden was a disappointment.
Relay comes out this weekend.
Relay. Dude, I love how you pronounce it. We pronounce it completely differently.
Relay. Oh yeah, you say relay.
Relay.
Splitsville is out this weekend. The Dakota Johnson one with Adria Arjona.
Dude, no, Splitsville is great.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. There's a recommendation.
Splitsville, guys, is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Matthew, I heard from somebody yesterday that Relay was not good. Yet you tell me it's good or not good. You say it's not good.
It's very good. People have. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil anything. Some people aren't loving the ending, or the third act, I should say. And
that's what my friend said. Yeah, they got to see an early screening at one of those surprise screenings, and they were like, "Yeah, that third act did not work for me at all."
And I understand that, but I think if it does work for you, like it's like a solid B+ thriller.
There you go. Matthew Garrett, finally, I can super chat you and not be blocked on the Woka Rocha channel. I disagree with Rocha and everything politically, but I love the show. Oh, that's a shame, man. But see, the thing is, you have to take the shot. I think that shows a childishness, right? Like you just can say on Rocha's channel, but you got to say Woka because like you're still a young guy and you need to feel your salt in your bones. And I remember that. I remember being young and you got to take those passive aggressive pot shots because you got to feel like you've got something in your pants. But, you don't need to do it. You don't need to do it. It's unnecessary. DUI Champ says, Jeff, I'm on vacation in LA from Scranton for my first time. Where do you live? I'm coming over for sandwiches and free liquor. I get your newsletter now. Roll out the red carpet motor. There you go.
Yeah, John, do you think that I have liquor in my home?
I don't know what you have in your home, to be honest. And I'll put anything past you, to be honest with you.
I can't let anybody in right now. There's a lady in a cage in the living room.
Well, I'm saying you might have a sex swing somewhere there. No, you do not have a lady in a cage. Don't joke about
it. My sub's in the corner. Shut up.
DUI Champ says mofo, not motor. Oh, you were saying he's got a mofo. There you go. All right. Yes. C Black says, I'm taking Scoops with a grain of salt after Superman and F4. I thought both were going to be bad before seeing them. Enjoyed both films. Wait, what? Who was telling you?
Take him however you want. Take him with salt, take him with pepper, baby. I don't give a shit.
I don't understand. Like, what scoops were coming about Superman? The people early buzz on Superman and F4 was great from the first critics who saw it. So what scoops is he talking about? I'm confused how you're making that connection.
Don't care how you take my stuff.
There you go.
Just take
it. Eduardo Roman says, sending appreciation to the Al Pacino or Robert De Niro of online movie news. Wow, that's a high-end compliment. That is a high compliment.
You're good. You're good, Eduardo.
But you can't watch my motherfucking TV. All right, Love Dogs Away. Avery says, hopefully the chair thing won't last 10 hours again. Oh, yeah, the Marvel thing. Well, they don't care because it got a crap ton of views, 1 million views. I mean, this channel that we're on right now, the Christian Harloff channel, did a live watch along of those chairs and got a crap ton of views. So maybe they will do it. Yank says, Jeff has been on fire lately and John is a great host, but I break scoops too. The Batman Part 2 has now been read by 8.5 people plus 1 goat.
Okay. That's not a goat. That's a deer, isn't it?
That's a deer, but he said goat. Yes. Yeah. Matthew Garrett also says, how much for a live stream spilling the tea on Campia and Collider? It feels like a massive thing ended and we barely know anything about it. It was a long time ago.
I love this guy who was blocked on your channel and now we're on Christian's channel for the day and he's asking questions like this.
Yeah. Like,
I wonder what got him blocked.
From 20 years ago. Nobody cares anymore, but Sean Gardner says, is Beyond the Spider-Verse still a mess? I didn't hear it was a mess. Jeff, did you hear it was a mess?
I heard that they changed stuff. I mean, what do I know about the fucking animation process? I can't say if anything's a mess beforehand. Like,
right.
The other two movies came out pretty good. I don't know how long they took.
Yeah.
All I tell you is what I hear. But until it starts screening in finished form, how am I supposed to know it's a mess? I think the behind the scenes has been messy. Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler Folsom says chances of Pattinson being the DCU's Batman, the question of the week. Yeah, we had somebody. Yeah, was it the VFX supervisor for Superman and a digital artist on Batman or something like that? He was asked in an interview about this possibility, and he said great directors can make two tones come together. So, Jeff, are we close? Are they greasing the wheels? Is it just an offhand comment? What do you think about this?
Guys, let's read into this with our magnifying glasses.
I mean, Davey said it's the worst kept secret in Hollywood. It was cracking me up.
I think that the odds are right where they've always been.
Yeah.
51%.
Wayne Edwards, what's up, Wayne? Says, wait a minute. No hot mic spill the DQ or Geek Buddies for a week. I watch or listen to Campia and you daily. Thank you, bud. Good luck with the YouTube situation. Keep up the fantastic work, guys. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I keep checking my email. They haven't responded to my appeal yet. We'll see if they take it down. If not, I will find other ways to put our shows up, whether it be on IG Live or on Twitter Live. I've never tried Spaces before, so it could be kind of fun to put stuff. So, yeah, go ahead.
Dude, you should have brought your appeal here, and I could have done an interpretation of it, a dramatic reading of John's appeal. I can imagine your appeal. It's probably like, I'm out of order. This whole court's out of order.
No. If there's one place where I know you can get more flies with honey than with vinegar, it is when something has been taken from you. So I was very respectful. I mean, dude, I was on for an hour and a half with that chat bot trying to get it to understand my position. And then it passed me on to a manager that claimed to be human. And its name was Genesis. And I'm like, come on now.
Genesis 3-4.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Wayne. But look for the stuff. Follow me on social media at The Rocha Says. I'll tell you where we're doing all the stuff. Salmonella says, any thoughts on AB's Caught Stealing and Enemies? I haven't seen Caught Stealing or Enemies.
Neither have I. I'm going to see it next week, I think.
Okay.
I'm nervous about Caught Stealing. That date is not encouraging. Enemies, I think, sounds awesome. And I really, I've only seen it once and I thought it was just okay at the time, but or maybe I have seen it twice, but that Sparrow Creek movie that Henry Dunham did, director of Enemies, that's I still think about that movie.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Especially with where things are going politically. And I can see militias just taking over and shit.
Yeah. Hey, are we allowed to talk about Task yet? When's the embargo up on Task?
I don't think so.
Damn it.
Respect the embargo, John.
I know. I got to respect the embargo. All I'll say is, man, we're one episode away. We're the finale. We're at the finale. And I am Salmonella says, any thoughts on JJ's father, mother, sister, brother? I don't know anything about this.
Father, mother, sister, brother. No. I'm not really a big Jim Jarmusch guy. I respect him. I'll probably check that one out, but it's not really high on my must-sees. It's down there with the Linklater movies. Another guy who I love, but movies about Rogers and Hart and the French New Wave, I'm good.
He lost.
And they're about white people, too, so I'm an equal opportunity offender, Jeff Snyder. Just remember that. No interest.
CB the Legend 11, is Tramell Tillman being cast as Kang? I don't know.
Who's to say?
Yeah, who can say?
I mean, I don't know. Probably not.
I do think we're seeing Kang, though. I do think we're seeing it. Whether it's Jonathan Majors or someone else, I do think we're getting Kang in Dr. Doom's team. Now that everybody who was quote unquote canceled is being uncanceled, I just think it's wide open now. I think everyone's coming back. I'm sure Louis C.K. will be on Netflix before we know it with a new special. I'll put money on it. Efren Guzman says Vigo was great as a Latino in Carlito's Way. He was Argentinian. Yes, he was. He was fantastic in Carlito's Way. Well, I can't drink. I can't home. Come on, Carlito. I'm sitting in this chair, man. What actor do you think played another race perfectly? Al Pacino, for F's sake, in friggin' Scarface. He was La Ling in Carlito's Way. La Ling. Yeah, I love Efron Guzman, man.
Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
Hey, that's a great answer. Yes. I was just watching that again the other day. That is such a great movie. But not Rod Steiger in the Specialist. He was terrible with that cheesy Latino accent of his. Wasn't Ricardo Montalban playing an Indian in Khan in Star Trek?
Native American, you mean?
What's that?
A Native American, you mean?
No, he was playing Indian from India.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Khan is Indian. So yeah. I like that idea. But yes, Pacino owns the block on the Latino side of things. Great in Carlito's Way, great in Scarface. Matthew Garrett says 2 things can be true. I can disagree with Rocha and everything in life, but enjoy him and Jeff. I disagree with most people in Hollyweird. I see Hollyweird. It just shows your programming and watch films. Why do you have to say it like that? So you probably own so many movies from Hollywood, yet you want to own the movies, but then criticize. How does that work? I find that to be fascinating.
Bro, we're all weird out here. We're a bunch of fucking weirdos. We're the weird kids in high school.
Yeah, Matthew's weird too, I'm sure. I'm sure Matthew's super weird in certain ways. We should talk to his significant other and find out how weird he is.
I want to be normal.
Love Dogs Avery says Vince McMahon's face is melting. For sure. Guilt will do that. Also, just watch Usual Suspects from Hollyweird. Spacey was on another level. Wish the behind-the-scenes stuff didn't happen. He is incredibly talented. Well, there was no behind-the-scenes stuff on that set, right? There was stuff on other sets. So,
as far as you know.
Yeah, true. I don't know, Jeff. You're right. Then against Bryan Singer, they were probably competing to do terrible shit behind the scenes.
Benicio del Toro flipped them both for real.
So flip you.
Flip you, Kevin Spacey.
Darius Klinghoffer, is James Cameron talking about these non-Avatar projects mostly as a bargaining tactic? Probably.
Negotiating. What do you mean? He's going to get whatever money he wants right now.
It's James Cameron. He doesn't need to negotiate. Yeah, exactly. Matthew Garrett said, would have loved to see him crush it into his old age. Don't sexually assault people and you can work in this town for a while. Allegedly, CB the Legend 11 asked about Kang because of Jeff's past comments about Kang. Oh, that's fair.
I did hear Marvel was interested in him.
I told you. He's coming back, dude. I'm telling you, he's going to be part of Doom's team. There's no effing way he isn't. It's in the comics that way. Matt Brown says Matt Brown drank 10 beers and won $750. Shout out to Matt Brown. All right, let's move over to the Streamlabs. Jeff, people have been kind enough to send in some love there on that end. Feig says, have either of you received screeners for Chad Powers or heard about how it turned out? Really curious about this one after reading the latest THR article. I don't get Hulu stuff anymore. So did you get anything?
I don't get Hulu stuff either, even though I should. And maybe I'll just, call Glenn and ask.
Yeah, there you go. Call Glenn. Yeah, all right, you do that.
He's my boy. I'm looking forward to the show. I think it's going to be good. I'm going to be writing about it soon.
Me too. Mike G says, where is your Mo Salah shirt, John? Oh, it's in the closet. I have 4 jerseys with Mo Salah's name on it, including one that is coming soon. In terms of Black Panther, in terms of BP, Best Picture in 2025, in terms of Best Picture in 2025, is it a better or worse year for movies? What are your top 3 Coogler movies? I'm going Fruitvale, Creed, Black Panther. Thanks. I'd probably say Creed, Black Panther, Fruitvale. What about you, Jeff? Ryan Coogler, top 3. And is this a bad year for movies?
It doesn't seem like a great one.
I'm gonna let you take center stage.
We won't know until we see the fall movies. Obviously, there's a lot to be excited about, but there's also a lot of movies that may not live up to the hype. Favorite Coogler is definitely Fruitvale Station, but Creed is good, and so is Black Panther. Then there's Black Panther 2, and then Sinners. So yeah, I think that's the order. Give me some other questions, guys. What are the other questions? I can't tell. I don't have the questions in front of me, so we'll just make some shit up. What am I watching? I finished watching The Savant, the Jessica Chastain Apple TV Plus show, and The Last Resort, which is also on Apple TV Plus. It's a Jason Clarke show about a bunch of criminals that land they're in a plane. Plane gets blown up. They land in the wilderness, and Jason Clarke is like the sheriff of the small town that has to defend it. Can't say anything about either show. Of course, they're under embargo, but I did watch all of them. And who sits and watches bad TV? Who would do that? Guys, this is why I can't have my own podcast, because I don't know what the hell I'd say. How did Roxy and I become friends? I can't tell you that. She mentioned me on Harloff's show today. Isn't that sweet? Any news on? No. Guys, give me some topics here. Just throw something out. Any news on the? How about that 47 Ronin director, the guy who had the psychosis? Now he's saying he was mentally unwell when he blew millions of dollars on a fake Netflix show. Hilarious. I love that we only care about that because this guy directed a shitty Keanu Reeves movie about a decade ago.
There we go. Thank you, Jeff, for covering. I appreciate it. I'm sorry about that.
Johnny's train from Poopville got back in.
I had to pee. It was driving me nuts. Welcome to being an older man. Gregory Dobbs says, I'm coming for you, Jeff Sneider. Your collection of images and background is immaculate. You as well, John Rocha. Oh, thanks. Nice, Nick Cage. I fully support DEI myself as a white, mostly German ancestry American. I've got a lot of angst. We could help the people. I like that. Very kind of it. Allies are good. Allies are good. Alan Smithy says, hey guys, got any info on the potential of a Lord of War sequel with Cage? What? That film didn't even do that well. Would there be a sequel for this, Jeff?
Excuse me. Yes, there is.
Jesus Christ. You could eat while I'm asking the question.
Yes, there is. But I don't think he shot it yet. So I did include it in the story today on Cage that he is supposed to star with Bill Skarsgård in it.
Okay.
But I don't know if anybody's like in a rush to make a movie about an arms dealer necessarily.
Yeah.
And like also where does it take place? If it's like a thing about like arming people in the Middle East, I could see why it might be politically sensitive.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Else with the Gregory Dobbs says, thank you for the weekly hot news. I don't mind more women characters anywhere in entertainment or any race. It's been a century of my race, and I want change. Not to indemnify certain people, but produce great stuff everyone can enjoy. Cheers. Yeah, I agree. Produce great stuff that everyone can enjoy. There's nothing wrong with that. And yes, you guys have had a century of stuff. Whatever. We'll move on. Oogie Boogie 7412 says, Jeff, with him coming out in coming weeks, Jordan Peele is on the mind. What is going on with his next film? Any info that you've heard about it?
About him? I've heard it's good. I've heard someone said that Marlon Wayans. What?
About Jordan Peele, he's asking about, but talk about him as well. Go ahead.
Oh, well, yeah, no, with him, I've heard that Marlon Wayans is like one of the best villains since Anton Chigurh, Javier Bardem's character in No Country for Old Men. I think it looks really cool. I'm a big fan of Justin Tipping. I really liked his debut Kicks, and I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Black director, by the way. I know.
Ew. Okay. Will you stop harping on this and just answer?
Well, it really is remarkable to me, just the way some people think and how twisted they are. But okay.
Yes. But just like I said before, we have to question
I haven't heard anything about his movie. I mean, I think we all know who's going to star in it. But yeah, I haven't really heard any specifics about who else might be in it.
Okay. Fred Tastic says, hello, Hot Mike. Representation is important in movies, but I'm also with Jeff. And if the story calls for 8 white guys and 1 black guy, what I don't want is the studio to make the black guy some stereotype because society wants it. Well, I agree. You don't want a stereotype, but hopefully you're putting the same kind of character development into the black guy as you are with the other white guys. So it's equal. Listen, I think we're all on the same page of equality. I think all of us want equality. I don't think there's any issue with that. It's just that we also have to correct some of the systems so that we can have the equality. Yeah, it should be the best person for every role, regardless of color, race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. I think we all feel that way, but it's a matter of whether the story calls for it. Jeff, am I wrong on this? Please correct me.
How many stories where it's like, why do we even know? We don't need to know this person's sexuality.
That's a good point. I agree. We can remove that. I have no problem with that. Blooker 12 says, is there more to the story of WB moving Cat in the Hat from February to November of 2026, especially the bad chatter from the trailer? Seuss flicks have been released in late winter, early spring before. I don't think do you have any tabs on this Cat in the Hat animated film with Bill Hader?
Oh, I've got fucking tabs on it. I fucking broke Bill Hader as fucking the Cat in the Hat.
You did. That's right. You did.
No, I mean, I think that November just makes more sense. Like there's more people going to the movies.
Yeah.
In November, there's, you're making the family play. February's early for a movie like this, I think.
February's kind of early.
I don't think you see a lot of top tier animated movies coming out in January and February. Obviously, there are exceptions to that rule, as there are to every rule. But yeah, I think it shows confidence. If you're moving a movie from February to November, it typically shows confidence.
That's true.
And I think people will like the movie. I didn't know that there was bad buzz about it.
Yeah, I liked the trailer. I thought the trailer looked fantastic. Cody Hunt Film says, Jeff, what's the deal with Eden? Coming out tonight, is it worth seeing? Jeff, you're saying no, I thought, right?
It's a VOD rental. I would just wait and rent that for like $6 or $7 on VOD in a few weeks. Has a lot of firepower, a lot of stars, and everybody's good. The performances are fine, but at the end of the day, Ron Howard's just not the guy you want directing what is supposed to be like an erotic thriller. It just didn't really click for me.
It's always weird. Like when he popped up in that Jamie Foxx video for that song Blame It, I was like, what the fuck is Ron Howard doing at the club? I'm at the wrong club if Ron Howard's at the club. Orange Chicken said, hey, John and Jeff, you are both beautiful people, bro. Sexy as F, goddamn, bro. Thank you. It's not true, but
I know.
Now he is. Jeff is sexy. I am not.
Yeah, I have that little sex appeal. I may not have a lot of hair on my head, but I got that it factor. I got that that BDE, that swag.
You got that JD, if you know what I mean. Question: so will the prophecy finally be fulfilled this Wednesday, where you guys get baked and order burger, sleep over, and watch movies together and get some chips? Maybe,
dude. If you want to come tomorrow night, I'm taking JTE out to a fancy dinner. It's his birthday.
Oh.
Come up and surprise him, bro. We're going at like 5 o'clock.
Let me talk to my lady and see what's up. Because Jeff, I don't have a channel to put stuff on, so clearly
5 o'clock. Just get up here by 5 o'clock. We'll go downtown. I'll have you'll be done by 6:37.
Downtown? You can't take a Latino son of immigrants downtown. I'm gonna get deported before the appetizer comes.
No, you're white passing. You'll be fine.
Samuel says, what was a movie you were hyped for but eventually became one of your most disappointed theater experiences? Mine is Mother. Oh man, BVS is in that category because I loved Man of Steel. And I thought the trailer for BVS was excellent. Yeah, I had my doubts about Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, but everything else looked effing incredible. And then the movie came out and I was so effing disappointed walking out of the theater.
For me, it was definitely Ayer's Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
Dude, those trailers were so amazing with I Started a Joke, and then that movie was soul crushing.
Yeah. I might even throw Watchmen in the mix, the original cut. I love the director's cut. It's such a better film, but like the original cut, that trailer, remember, was it a Nirvana song they used in that trailer? That was an awesome trailer. So I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. Or it wasn't a Nine Inch Nails song. I can't remember. But I went in the trailer, I was ready to go with that movie. And then that opening sequence, I was like, this is great. And then the movie did not live up to expectations at all. I was so fucking disappointed. But then when I saw the director's cut, I was like, this is the movie. Jeff likes Filet-O-Fish says, in the comments, people saying Jeff looked like Mark Strong, but some people saying Freddy Krueger. John, what do you feel, bro? Oh, neither one. Mark Strong, probably, if I was going to choose between the two.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's a
I would love to be the new Freddy Krueger, by the way.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Shout out to you, Freddy Krueger. Jeff Snyder.
I could do it. I've got the hands.
Matthew Garrett is back saying, see, Rocha, if you unblock me and allow for fair conversation, I'll support your show like I have been tonight. Well, this is all going to Christian, so you're not really supporting my show. Jeff, you see the Pitt trailer? Yeah, Jeff already talked about that earlier.
Yeah, it looks great. What this show needs, though, is more Thad Williams and more Shannon McClung. Right? Was that? Am I
Someone
right?
say Thad? Is Thad in here?
Yes, they're both in season 1.
Thad Williams is in season 1. What? Are you serious? Thad?
Yes.
Like Thad?
Thad.
Get out of here. He's trying to act?
Dude, I know multiple people in season 1.
Wow.
Skylar Stone, the comedian, my boy, he plays the clown.
Oh, wow.
Thad said he was there, and he had to be there for like months because you have to have the same extras in the background.
Oh, he's an extra. Oh, okay. Now
he's in the background. What do you think? He's playing fucking a doctor?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Got that doctor look to him, doesn't it? Kind of that pushy a-hole look to him.
But I need Shannon to make another delivery as the helicopter guy.
He hasn't been called back yet. He wants to. We'll see. He was in 2 or 3 of the episodes. Matthew Garrett says, where's Charlie Hunnam been? I mean, talk about potentially wasted opportunities, man. It just has not worked for Charlie. Where's he at?
He's in one of the biggest shows of the fall.
What's that?
He's the star of the Ed Gein show.
Oh, yeah, finally.
Yeah,
all right.
Season 3 of Monsters. That's like a gigantic show.
So that's where he's been shooting that show.
And I think that's going to be great. He actually looks a lot like Ed Gein. I know I questioned that when he was first announced. I think he lost a lot of weight for it. Haskell, you owe me $5. Let's go. I'm waiting.
What's going on? Okay. Macy's World says Zach Kreger said best thing you watched recently was Jaws 50 doc on Disney Plus. Either of you seen it yet? Great way to celebrate the anniversary. I have not seen it, but I'll tell you this. A great way to celebrate it is to listen to the Cinephiles. We are breaking down Jaws right now on the Cinephiles. We did it 5 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, but we are going in scene by scene now. It'll probably be a 3 or 4 parter in breaking down Jaws. So we've both seen the at 50 doc, and it's great. And that we weave that into our conversation. So definitely that's another thing. Check out the Cinephiles and Jaws. Jeff, have you seen this documentary, Jaws at 50?
No.
Oh, it's on Peacock, I think, or Hulu, one of those two. That Shadow. Jeff, any update on what Tony Ayers is working on next? His show Survivors on Netflix is awesome.
Don't know who that is. Never heard of Survivors, but I'll check it out. I will give it a look if you say it's great.
Yeah. Matt Brown. I'm just gonna say once. Matt Brown made 40 out of 200 minute Mars bars and didn't win any money. What an idiot.
Ha! Time for station identification, guys. We are here on Christian Harloff's channel. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to bake cookies and leave them outside in front of your fireplace for Christian Harloff to come down.
There you go.
Okay.
And don't forget to subscribe to Jeff's newsletter at theinsnider.com and my YouTube channel, which will be back in a week. John Rocha says.
Yeah, I got a new episode of Perry's of FYC on Perry's channel in the morning. I think we're going to be talking about Best Actor. And it's pretty crazy that Variety, John, had Dwayne Johnson out in front of Leo, Russell Crowe, Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, this could be The Rock's year. We'll see.
Who put that? Was that Clayton Davis? Because Clayton is a known Dwayne Johnson apologist. So I would not be surprised if Clayton put him there. That makes all the sense in the world. Because Clayton loves Dwayne. He wants to get Dwayne for an interview. So I call suspect on that ranking. Just like how I call suspect on that IndieWire top 100 movies of the 70s.
Terrible.
Get the F out of here. That Salo and all that jazz are 1 and 2. Nonsense. Nonsense.
I agree.
Dylan Neal says, support. I apologize if I pissed you all off with some of my chats. Love your show. I appreciate the perspective, even if it's different from not mine. Thank you, Dylan. Look, I think both Jeff and I are always open to different points of views if you present them without snark, without the condescending comments, and without passive aggressiveness. We are open to having fun conversations. Just don't be a jerk. Robert Sanchez, anything about Star Wars? Yeah, Jeff, anything about Star Wars? Have you heard anything?
Not yet, but be patient, young Padawan.
Oh, there you go. Stuff's coming. Kate, what's up, Kate? Kate Van D saying, hot mic on the Christian Harloff channel. Good deal. Yeah, maybe this is dry run. Maybe Christian buys our show, Jeff. We'll see. Samuel says, what Hollywood tour do you recommend for Cinephile? Ooh. Well, we should pitch our friend Paul Preston, who has a tour he does in Burbank of all the film shoots that have happened in Burbank. So really great. It's a personal tour. And you guys know him from the Schmodown. He takes you on a personal tour. It's well worth it. And there's a bunch of Hollywood stuff that I can't specifically know. Jeff, what about you?
Definitely do Paul Preston's tour. But if he won't do it, or you're busy or whatever, hit me up. I'll drive you around in my Volkswagen. We'll go to some cool places. I am doing script notes though, guys. I just turned in another set of notes. I've been reading all kinds of people's scripts. So if you're interested in that script, email me, DM me. We'll work out a deal.
There you go. Matthew Garrett back again saying, any prominent TV actor in this modern streaming era you're surprised didn't hit it big in the movies? Speaking of Hunnam, I'm never surprised by that because the jump from TV to I know people have been hating on me since the Collider days, but there are TV actors and there are movie actors, and there are some that can dance between both. But there are TV actors and there are movie actors.
All right,
that one. David Caruso, TV actor, couldn't make it in the movies fully. TV actor.
There is a TV actor who I think should be bigger.
Okay.
In movies.
Go ahead.
And that's Bryan Cranston.
Ooh.
Got an Oscar nomination for Trumbo, I believe.
Okay.
Like, how many people saw Trumbo? 7?
No. And it wasn't even that well reviewed.
Yeah, like Cranston is definitely one of the all-time great TV actors, not just because of Breaking Bad, also because of Malcolm in the Middle.
Right.
He can do it all. And I'm surprised that they just haven't really he just hasn't had that big screen role.
Yeah.
That like I immediately identify with Bryan Cranston as far as movies go.
What about Ken Wall, man? Remember Ken Wall in the 90s?
Yeah, but
he wasn't ever going to make that jump, huh? Yeah, I don't know anything offhand. I'm not thinking of anybody offhand right now. Unfortunately, on the spot, I can't think of anybody. Top 10 TV actors who struggled in movies. Aaron Paul. I thought Aaron Paul would make the jump. It didn't happen. Kiefer. What about Kiefer, Jeff? Kiefer had a shot in the early days, but it's never been able to recapture that first few years in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, he was an action hero on TV, so I didn't exactly expect him to go be an action hero at age 50. In movies. Although, you would think that maybe he might have like a Liam Neeson and Taken in him.
John Hamm, I think, is the choice, right? He should have had a bigger movie career.
Right. Yeah, no, that is exactly. That's a good example of a guy who you're like, I mean, and I know he has The Town.
Yeah, but that's fucking Affleck's movie.
Yeah, you're right.
He's miscast in that role, for God's sake. But the Apple Show he's good in, and 30 Rock he was great.
Yeah, some people are just more comfortable in television, but you're right. The movies never figured out how to use John Hamm.
Haskell 420, I'm a poor man, but I got my word. There you go.
Thank you for keeping your word, Haskell. Because I kept mine.
That Shadow says, is it time for a new Clue movie, John and Jeff? It turns 40 this weekend, or just leave it alone. Like, I'm not a Clue fan, so I'm not a big Clue the movie guy. I just love the game. Like, I will play the game right now. I think that it is time to reinvent Clue. I think that you can do a movie, and I think that if I was them, I would do an unscripted like reality show, like a competition series. Kind of like Traders.
Yes,
100%.
I think that's the format for it. Less than, maybe you could do a limited series instead of a movie, but.
Yeah. Trash Panda says, I think best supporting actor race could be the most stacked this year. So many big possibilities with Jeremy Strong, Adam Sandler, Andrew Garfield, maybe Marlon Wayans. What are your early thoughts? Jeff, this is you question.
I think those are all good guesses. I do think Sandler will be the best thing about Jay Kelly. I think Jeremy Strong looks fantastic in that Springsteen movie.
There you go.
Marlon Wayans, that would be an interesting inclusion. I don't have him on my listings, but maybe I should start thinking about him like that.
Yeah. Goopy G says, Rocha, did you read my Streamlabs? I don't know, Goopy G, because you don't go under Goopy G here. So unless you're Gregory Dopp, I did read yours early on in the reading process, but we do have one more Streamlab here before we wrap up. It's from Jeff Likes Filet-O-Fish again. It says, John is sly, man. He always pulls that move where Jeff invites him out, but then he finds a way not to commit to the invite. I respect it, bro. Watch. He will Irish exit again next time the guy who gets high and asks if you'd eat burgers together. No, it's not that. It's a drive, man. It's a 5-hour commitment to go up to LA and then it's a 5 hours out of my day. It is not any.
It's called, making plans. Like, you come up for 2 hours, you eat dinner for an hour and a half, and you go back for 2 hours. You'll be home by 10, 11 o'clock at night. You'll be fine.
10, 11 o'clock.
By the way, speaking of best supporting actor, though, who could be an interesting contender is Mr. Wonderful.
Paul Orndorff? No, who's that's a wrestling term. Who's Mr. Wonderful?
Shark Tank, bro.
Oh, Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah.
Give me a break, man.
He's in Marty Supreme, dude. That could be interesting.
Can't support that putz. Matthew Garrett says, The Replacements is gold. Is that the Keanu Reeves one?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right, there you go. Matthew Garrett getting the last word. All right, let's wrap it up here as we're at 2 hours, Jeff.
No, let's answer this Evelyn question right here.
Hold on. I don't even have it. I'm not even caught up with the chat. Oh, here we go. Evelyn, when Zoe Kravitz and Matt Reeves did directors on directors together, it definitely sounded like she was in the Batman too. How confident are you on that, Jeff?
Here's what I'm confident in, Evelyn, okay? And I need you to read things closely and listen closely. I am 100% confident that the publicists at the caught stealing junket said those exact words.
Right.
Word for word, Quote,
Wow.
she's not in the movie, doesn't know anything about it. That is what I am 100% clear happened.
Right.
Okay? I know nothing about whether she's actually in it because I haven't read the script. There's only 6 people have read the script.
Let me tell you something. That is never going to get old. I just want to tell you right now, that is never going to get old. It was such a ridiculous thing to say. But, kindness is the new punk rock. What did someone say here? Calm down, Faith. Why don't you live stream on Jeff's YouTube channel? Because there were more subscribers here. It's a bigger platform. That's what you do. If you ever did it in real life, you'd know bigger platforms are better. Love Dogs Avery says, Rocha, favorite wrestler right now, mine is EO. It's still Seth Rollins, man. Seth can't be beat. Although I'm starting to watch more AEW because WWE, I'm just kind of tired of WWE. So I may change my mind soon, very soon on that. All right. I think that's all the Streamlabs. That's all the super chats. Goopy G, if you go under a different name, it didn't come through because I've read all the Streamlabs that are here, brother, man. So much love to you. All right, Jeff, anything you want to say at the end here? Tell people where they can find you and what else you got going on here, brother?
TheInsnider.com, guys. I'm working my ass off. I'm slaying dragons out there. I'm the only guy out there competing with a gigantic media empire run by a billionaire who can't stand me.
Yeah.
I need your help because I can't do it. I can't do it on my own. I need your help. I need you to have your ears open. I need your eyes open. I need to get the tips. I need to get the subscriptions.
Yeah.
Okay? So I can live a life because otherwise I got to go focus on the other job. I got to go down to 7-Eleven instead of 4 hours a day. I got to work 12 hours a day.
Hey, Sneider, give me that big bite. Put some relish on that. Put some chili on that.
This is what I'm talking about, guys. So I need your help. Thank you
for
supporting independent journalism. And you can believe what you want to believe about me. You want to believe people on Reddit? Go ahead. But I've been doing this one way, the only way I know how to do it for the last 20 years.
It's true.
And you're goddamn right. I've got stories wrong in the past. You're goddamn right. There are going to be more stories that are wrong in the future. But more often than not, I got the beat on it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I wouldn't defend you if you weren't. We wouldn't be doing a show if you weren't. Salmonella says, once more time, you guys should do a live hot mic. That'll get me to do a 5-hour turnaround for sure. A live hot mic. We should set that up for sure. Maybe should reach out to Stacey Howard and see if she's still got any contacts with any theaters up there in LA. We can do a live one and have guests drop by like JT and others. Summer Soldier, I bet Rocco was a big fan of Shark Tank at one point too. No, I wasn't. I've never watched Shark Tank. Never been my jam. I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't come up with ideas and I just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not my thing, but I respect people that do. But yeah. What about you, Jeff? You a big Shark Tank guy? You a big Shark Tank guy?
I actually am. I've known a couple people that have been on Shark Tank. I like to go on Shark Tank, but it's like you have to have a product, right? I want to bring a website. I want to be like, dude, here's my track record against the trades. All I need is, a $400,000 investment or whatever. I can hire other writers. I can hire a critic, I can hire an editor, whatever it may be, a graphic designer, or just be able to advertise. So I'd love to have and that's a show on its own, a Shark Tank for websites. That's good. I like that. Seattle says Jeff is that shot of Jon Snow versus the army in the Battle of Bastards. I agree. I agree with that. As for me, you can follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Outlaw Nation. Twitch, Threads, Blue Sky. And if you want to subscribe to my channel for when it's triumphant comeback is next week, head on over there, youtube.com/John Rocha Says. All my content is still up except for that one video. So you can still watch and catch up on stuff and catch up on old episodes of the Hot Mic, including the one we just did on Monday, which you all can enjoy and have fun with as well. Please remember to subscribe to Christian Harloff's channel, though. If you're watching this for the first time, you're watching this channel for the first time, Christian has a bunch of great content on here. I am on Mondays. You've got Roxy. You've got you got so many people who are part of this. Kalinowski, Winston and Coy on Fridays. You got so many people who are a part of this channel and have fun with them. So subscribe and all of that. Plus his watch-alongs and his reactions, which he does with assorted guests on so many movies. All right. Thank you all so much. Take care of yourselves. We love you madly, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode here of the Hot Mic. Peace until then. Thank you, Christian.